Hey guys, and welcome to Need It Make It. So I've been using printables.com quite a bit lately to post my designs and to also get designs for 3D printing as well. And if you're not already familiar with how these websites work, for printables.com, for Maker World, and for Creality Cloud as well, when you post a design, you are rewarded if the design is popular enough by getting these points. And those points, if they can accumulate to something large enough, you can actually exchange them. And I do see the same designs posted on multiple different websites, so it looks like people are trying to take advantage of the way that this system works. It kind of reminds me of what you get if you go to Chuck E. Cheese and you spend all of this time trying to accumulate these tickets, and at the end you hand in the tickets, which you think is going to be worth a lot, and it's worth a tiny and junky piece of plastic. In this case though, it seems to be actually worth something that we can use, filament or t-shirts or even 3D printers, for example. So if you can wait long enough or your designs are popular enough, you can actually exchange them for an entire 3D printer, which is pretty cool. Like most websites these days, they're trying to entice people to stay on the platform and then eventually purchase something on that platform as well. In any case, if you're a designer, it is good for you because you can be rewarded for your work, and that's exactly what I plan on doing today. So I wanted to make this video today because I have no idea what's involved in this process in actually exchanging points for something. You would think that it is completely free, but I don't know whether that includes the tax. I don't know whether it includes the cost for shipping as well. And for example, if I was only going to buy one spool, if I only had enough points for that one spool, and I had to pay for shipping, it's probably not even worth doing because I could just go and pick something up locally for the same cost as what the shipping would be. So we're gonna find out what's involved. Recently I posted a video on YouTube for something I created called the Rod Sloth, and this is just a tool that makes it easy to clean the lead screws on your 3D printers. And this design, by the way, is available on printables.com for anybody to download if they wanted to do that. So this has had pretty good success, and I was able to generate quite a few points just from this one design. So here is a summary of all the points I've received for my designs, and the majority of the points I've received to date are from this one design. If you're looking to convert your points to filament, each spool is worth 350 perusometers, and that means I can convert my points into 3 spools. So there's an area here where it says I can get 3 spools of filament, so let's go ahead and click on that. And because I've never done this before, I have no idea what's going to happen and what I need to pay for. Okay, it's telling me I can't go back once I've chosen how I want to spend the points. Okay, now it's saying that I need to wait for approval. Okay, I guess I'll stop the video now until we get approval back. I did not expect that.
10 days, 3 hours later.
So I finally received an email approving my request for the exchange of points for filament. And in that time that I was waiting, I had a chance to think about why exactly they have that process in place. And I actually think it's a good idea. What I think is happening is that they need to make sure that everything was done above board. For example, if somebody took someone else's design and then posted it under their name instead, and then we're generating points for somebody else's work. But one thing I'm not sure about yet is remixes. I don't do any remixes. I haven't done any yet, at least. And I don't know if they reward remixes in the same way that they reward the original design, because some remixes are almost no effort whatsoever and other remixes are completely done from scratch. I've received a coupon code in the email that I would like to apply, and I'd really like to try their PETG since I've only ever used PETG, which is the no-name cheapest brand. And I think everybody can agree that the best colors to use are black, red, and gray. Unfortunately, the gray I wanted is not in stock, so I'll have to pick something else right now. On the Printables website, we can go down here and they've given me my coupon code. I can copy that and head over to the eShop as well. So I've decided I'm gonna go with Galaxy Black 1, I'm gonna go with orange instead of red, and I'm gonna go with chalky blue. I really like that color there. And part of the reason that I'm going with these colors is just because when I make videos, sometimes some colors don't show up well in the videos. I think the orange and the blue are going to show up really well. Ah, enter discount code. Okay, perfect. Apply that. The shipping cost, at least to Ontario, Canada, is probably quite a bit cheaper in the US, is going to be about $30. So while I'm in here, I wanted to see what happens if I remove one spool. So shipping cost goes down to $18. And if I remove 2 spools, it's just under $18. So I did a little bit of digging and I found out that everything shipped from the Prusa e-store is coming from the Czech Republic. Whether you're shipping to the US or to Canada, the shipping costs are going to be higher anyway. I should also mention that the prices are all in US dollars, so the $29.68 that I was showing for my price is US, so the conversion for Canadian dollars is $40.43, so it actually is pretty high for shipping for just 3 spools. So if I were to buy something locally, I could go and get 2 no-name brand spools of filament for that same price. Just for comparison, I've also picked a couple US states just to see what the price would be if I were to ship to those. So for shipping to New York State, the price is about $25 US. For Nebraska, we're seeing a shipping cost at about $34. And for California, it's about $25. For any Canadians that live in Northern Ontario, the shipping cost is going to be higher. So it is $42 US, which comes out to about $56 Canadian just to ship 3 spools of filament. So I'll go ahead and confirm the purchase. Okay, so there is no tax added on top of that. The total that was shown earlier was the actual final price. So I'm at least a little bit happy about that. And we have 4 to 5 days for delivery. I'm going to wait to see because there may be some import charges on top of those fees. Hey, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We are releasing 2 videos every single week and we're trying to do even more. I read every single comment and I try and respond to every comment as well. We also are always looking for new video ideas, so put your video ideas down there in the comment section below. The package has arrived. And guess what? There were more fees. The total additional fees that I had to pay at the door were over $20 US, which is over $27 Canadian, coming to a total of over $50 for shipping 3 spools of free filament to me US. That's over $67 Canadian for the 3 spools. So I guess the question is, was it really worth it to do this process? From a pricing standpoint, it was worth it, but just barely. From a frustration standpoint, and not really knowing what it's going to need to pay, I'm not really sure. I'm somewhere on the fence in between being okay with it and feeling a little bit like I was ripped off, whatever state of mind that might be. So I plan on using this in an upcoming video. We'll do some testing on it to see how good this filament really is. So here is the timeline. I redeemed the points on the 14th of November. I received approval 10 days later. I placed the order on November the 27th. The package shipped on the 7th of December. And arrived here on the 12th of December. And that brings us to today, which is the 14th of December, which means this took about a month from me redeeming the points to actually get it here. Depending on your location, there might be a bigger advantage to doing this than there was for me. And if you've had some good or bad experiences using this process, I'd love to hear from you. Before we end this video, I think it's time to open this up. Thank you to all my patrons for helping to make videos like this possible, and consider following the channel on Patreon and join us for in-depth 3D printing discussions on our very own Discord server. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one. And I do see for clean your room, and it's had pretty good success on printables.com, and I called the Rod Sloth, and purpose behind it is a system to So recently I posted a video on printables. So recently I posted a video on YouTube, and then if we're shipping to Kentucky Fried Chicken, I don't know. For Nebraska, if anybody lives in Nebraska. Does anybody live in Nebraska?